All right, let's break it down. I got 4 athletes that I've worked with. I'm going to go in reverse order from slowest to fastest. This is going to be a long video today. Maybe not, I don't know. The first athlete we're going to work with is Elijah Jackson. We're going to review his video. He ran for me at Lawrence Central High School here in Indiana. He's currently a redshirt sophomore on the Ball State football team. He's a running back there. One of the fastest dudes you'll see. Very quick, very strong, very explosive. He's not conventionally, like, he doesn't make it look smooth, but he's very explosive, very fast guy. We took him to New Balance Nationals in 2023. He ran a PR of 679 in the first round in the prelim. We were very excited. In the semifinal, he was third. He ran 683 and did not advance to the final. If he did what he did in the semifinal with what he did in the prelim, he would have been in. We'd have had 2 guys in that final. I'll speak about the other young man here shortly. I'm going to start with the ugly clips. All right. I'm not going to show this full video, but just know that it was ugly. All right. Technique isn't great here. Elijah worked hard for me. Wasn't the most coordinated guy in the weight room, but he figured it out and was able to express his strength. So this is him with a 225 clean. I would have loved to see his hips a little bit lower here. You can see his hips kind of shoot up. Immediately the bar starts to come up. There's no contact between his shins and his, with the bar and his shins. Mind you, he's a high school kid here, so I'm sure things got better. Things have gone better for him now that he's in college. But he's so strong. He's turned this power clean into RDL. He goes to triple extension somewhat. And he's trying to get underneath the bar. I'm not going to show the rest of the video. But if you have better clean technique than Elijah, then props to you. I take full responsibility as his coach not to make him a better cleaner than this. But we're not Olympic lifters, so I'm not going to badger it too bad. This is Elijah with, oh, there we go. Look at that. With our club team. We had weight room. It was a small group. This is him in the corner. I got to drag it slow because he wasn't the only person I was recording. But we did a lot of quarter squats as well. I didn't put that as a requirement for being able to run 6'7", but we did a lot of quarter squats. We still do them now. We use our Kaiser for them more often than not. But this is, let me see what the weight is here. Yeah, it's hard to tell from this angle. One, two, three, 315. 315 plus 150. 465. Hopefully I got that right. So he's quarter squatting 465 here. And this is all joint specific stuff, right? We are never really in this much flexion in upright running. In the blocks we would be. Definitely more flexion in the blocks. So just joint specific strength. Something that it was a little different from what he was doing with his high school football lifts or high school lifts in general. But shout out to Damien in the back working on those calves. Again, this is from 2023, guys. All right, so that's Elijah. Good strength, pretty good athlete, pretty strong. Let me show you. First, this is 679. So this is the prelim, as I said, the prelim at New Balance Nationals. Oh, we're pretty far away here. Can't even zoom it. Can I zoom it? I can't zoom it. I'm gonna play it full. So Michael Lowry, who went to Mount Verde, yeah, one of those schools in Florida. He ended up winning the heat. Elijah was second in the personal best. So it's also good to chase somebody, right? That might also be the method. Get yourself in a competitive race and chase somebody, run somebody down. Elijah was pretty hype about this personal best, and we were for him too. It's a little bit far away, but just know things that Elijah did not do well was block clearance. He was very, like, I'll say, clumsy. He kind of rushed out the blocks. Instead of pushing, he was so quick about getting his feet down that he could almost not push at all. He also didn't lift either. He wasn't standing up out the blocks. He had insufficient push off that back leg, and his first step hits the ground and his shin was damn near straight up, and his body was kind of hunched over too. Let me see if I can find a better angle of this one, actually. But his turnover was exquisite. No surprise why he's playing. There we go. Why he's playing collegiate football. He was at Purdue, was preferred walk-on at Purdue, jumped in the portal. Now he's on scholarship. Okay, so Assembly Lane 3, pink spikes. I know y'all remember those Max Flies. Just goes flat. And Micah next to him, for comparison, Micah ran maybe 660 or 659. That gun goes. Watch Micah's drive off the blocks. See the amount of pressure he applies. Boom. Extension. The extension part is easy. It's easy to coach it. But if not done right and the turnover isn't there, you're going to lead to hamstring injuries. Okay, so just be mindful. Like, just pushing bigger is not going to get you where you need to be. You need to have the frequency to go with it so your foot lands where it's supposed to land. So we didn't advance to the final that meet. Maybe the next week was our conference championships back in Indiana. And this is Elijah setting the conference record in the 60-meter dash. Don't blink. It happens quick. There we go. You can kind of see he had the same thing with the start. It was like he was so hunched. That it really cost him time. He really should have ran faster. Could have ran faster than that. That's on me. But you can see his arms, they're moving off the ground. He goes to that shoot position. Bang. He's moving them. He's moving his arms. Big, strong guy. And the more he's pushing, this is probably the best mechanics I ever saw from him in a race. Pushing off the ground. I don't like how that knee's pointing down. Again, technique-wise, you're not gonna run into many issues in the 60. It's just really about getting to top speed and maintaining it. But that boy would just float. You hear me? Numbers for Elijah. The week before state, so outdoor state, he won the 100. He ran a personal best of 10:54, I believe. And we did a fly test that day. He ran 295. He didn't have the best speed maintenance. He was really good at least at this time, he was really good at getting off the line, getting out, being explosive. His 0 to 30, if I tested it, would have been pretty good. And to his credit, he did become a more well-rounded sprinter, and that ultimately helped him land a football scholarship. Oh, before I even move on, before we move on, last thing here was the box jump. Look at them shaking up. I don't even think I watched this video fully. Shout out to Micah. So this is a 60-inch box jump. Let's do the math together. There we go, and everyone's hyped for him. I love that. So this box is 6 inches. This is 12, that's 18. This is 18. 18 plus 18 is 36. 36 plus the bottom one, which is 24, is 60. 36 plus 24 is 60. So it's a 60-inch box jump, 5 feet, running start. We did like elimination style this day, where look at Damien in the back, where you jump it, you move on, that kind of thing. So it was a fun thing, nice competitive environment that we had. Well, we still have just different guys and girls now, but so again, this is Elijah getting off the ground, and I said he's just raw, like it just. Nothing he does is like sexy, you know. It's not like, oh my god, I want to emulate that. Like, he's really fast. You want to see him move. In the weight room is a different story. Like, you know, he wasn't smooth there, but certainly the athlete that you wanted to be, and had a lot of great natural abilities. Super fast twitch, very muscular, and he had the desire to win. That's probably my favorite thing about him. Like, he'll do whatever it takes to win, and he always believed he could win when he toed the line. So, Dominic Calhoun. So Dom, and he only ran 6'7" something once. He ran 6'74" at the equivalent of the state meet here in Indiana is called the Hoosier State Relays. So Dom ran personal best of 680 in the prelims, and then 674, which broke the championship record in the final. Dom was not the strongest. Start again. So let me show you what this race looked like. So as you guys can see, Dom is not the most technically proficient. Sorry, he's in lane 5. Yeah, he's in lane 5. Let's start again. So Dominic Calhoun, he's in lane 5. He, as you can see, he's not the most technical guy. He's not the tallest guy. He's not the strongest guy. But he has turnover, which is really important. Again, you're not running fast no matter how much you desire it. If you don't get your feet moving, it ain't happening. You can see his arms are moving. He's working. This kid hated to lose. He hated to lose. Right? So what he lacked in like strength, he made up for in passion and desire. Okay. Weight room numbers with Dom. I don't know if I ever saw Dom power clean like over 200 pounds. I definitely didn't see him squat 315. He was strong enough for what he needed to do, which was be that 200 guy in high school. He ran the 4 as well. He was the Indo State record holder. So his personal bests are 674, 1046, 2130, and then a converted 4769 indoor. That's a pretty good resume, and that's why he's at Ohio State now. But watching this race, this is another angle of it. You can see this is him in the purple. Gets a lot of knee flexion. He doesn't land particularly tall. Kind of lets that hip drop. The knee is pointing toward the ground. So in this race, I have this written down here. In this race, he ran 674 with 33 steps. Or 34 steps, pardon me. It took him 34 steps to get through the line. For those of you that are counting your race steps, so you look at your video, use that information however you will. 34 steps to get through the line. Issam Masinga, who will come back to Josiah, who's one of the athletes. He's the last athlete we'll cover here. Issam Masinga ran 670, I think, with like 30 steps. So I wonder what his 657 looked like. There's video of that, so maybe we can watch that too. This is what I'm talking about, running through the line. How he just kept moving. It didn't lean. He didn't wait. He didn't wait till he felt like he was losing to start panicking. No. He just kept running through. Which is what you got to do if you're going to be a top end guy. If you think your top speed is superior, you keep running. Dom had fitness for days as well. He was really well endured. Great fitness. As I said, he was 400 ready. Could run 22s in his sleep in the 2. So, and then indoor, he split 20.89 on our 4x2 relay. So he had speed. He had it all. That 6.7 was coming. It maybe took him a little longer than he wanted, but it was coming. All right. And there you go. There's the time right there. 6.74. He was not the favorite to win this race. He had lost to this young man like every race up until this point. So having that competitive mindset, as I said, guys, doesn't matter how many times this happened. Just keep stepping, keep running. All right, very good. Jalen ran 670 this past year in college. Jalen was a sophomore at the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Get all my Jalen clips up here. Where's my race? Where's that race? All right, so I got 2 race videos of Jalen, courtesy of the University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Thank you, Andrew Hatch, for taking care of our guy. He has since transferred to the University of Houston. Shout out to you and Pops Carlisle for getting me this shirt while y'all were down there. I think I look pretty fly in it. I don't know. Oh man, I got my Mike Myers hair on it. It didn't mess up my swag though. It's all good. So I'm gonna show you guys a PR video that he ran. This is not it. And then I'm gonna show you guys things we did from the summer to work on helping him be his best in the 60. Okay. So this is him in lane 3. Nice high position and set. I can see his foot's kind of, at least that's what it looks like from this angle. Looks like his foot's kind of floating there. So his arms are moving off the ground, But you see he's kind of lifting. He's almost like trying to balance himself on the pads, on the pedals to get moving. Anyway, so this is 670's current personal best. I know he's going to go way faster than that this season. So Jalen didn't have the traditional block clearance or acceleration, right? A lot of people talk about like low hill recovery. Jalen was like, screw that. I'm putting my foot down. I'm going to mash up the ground, if you know what I mean. Like putting it down, big force, big pushes. And he sacrificed his feet being low to play to his strengths, which were his strengths, his power. Jalen was a big squatter. He still is a big squatter, big power clean. Sorry, I was watching the video here. So I'm gonna play it full speed. How about that? And then we can get funky. Looks like he lost that, but I don't think he really cared. So this was a messy race. It was pretty messy. But he's moving his arms. He's attacking. He's putting it down. All right. I think we all get the picture at this point, right? It's like the faster the time, we're just doing one or two things, maybe a little bit better. There's not a whole lot that differentiates fast from faster. It might be strength levels. It might be fast twitch abilities. It might be a bunch of things, but just because it took Jalen to his sophomore year doesn't mean that he's any less fast than these other guys. Maybe just figuring out the race or those kind of things. So if you guys are in college watching this, don't be discouraged. Keep working. It is coming. What I would love to see, if you're a sprinter in this position, i.e. you're a little bit behind or you got off the line and you didn't really push the same way you wanted, your foot position, your shin position is always going to determine the verticality of your body. So if your shin is straight up, you're going to come up. If your shin is pushing down the track or facing toward the ground, your knee is facing down the track, and your shin is toward the ground, that's where your body's going to go too. So making sure that you feel the position of what you want. Jalen, this is something I would, if I was working with him at this time, I would have said push out the block so you stay a little bit flatter. You can keep your shoulders lower to the ground and keep driving. It's very difficult to build your speed when you're already upright because you just want your feet to be proximal to the ground. It's not really about like the technique of it. It's just more about the physics of it. I can only express my acceleration or change my velocity when my feet are closer to the ground. And if I'm up tall like this, my foot has a longer path to get down to the ground versus like this. Let me do that again. If I'm up here, I just close the angle. All right. Otherwise, I love the arms. I love how he's attacking. Could not ask for any more intensity there. Hard to tell the end of the race, but competitive. So over the summer, we did a lot of resisted runs and just working on technique. We worked a lot of strength. This was not this past summer, the summer before. So going into the 2024-2025 season. And Jalen came home from school and he was kind of banged up. He had got hurt during his freshman year of college, and he just wanted to change. He's like, I want to be healthy. I want to run fast. So we got to work, and it was a lot of weight training, obviously, to get strong, be able to push, that kind of thing, and then making it functional with the sled. The sled was really helpful for us to identify lines of force. If you think about the sled, I like to use the sled in two different ways. So we have a traditional Excel where your shin angles are a little bit lower, that kind of thing. This is what you see here. We're on grass, it's summertime, intensity's not that high. He's in trainers. Ground contact times are a little bit longer. I don't really mind. But I want him to feel the weight behind him. Drag that, pull that sled, make it bounce off the ground. That's how aggressive I need you to pull the sled. One more time. And we've all done sleds, right? But do we do it with the intent of what we're missing? What we're missing is being able to move our feet quickly and push off the ground. Be aggressive. This is a flat Excel. So we did a contrast, I guess, this day. He went sled, took the sled off, and then we went to an open push on the sidewalk. I'm not a fan of the concrete, but it works. It's a firm, stable surface. Yeah, a little bit more shock to the shins, but as long as we monitor it, I think we'll be okay. You can see how big he's pushing there. Nice, open, and violent. I love it. I'm a big fan of this. Hip extended. Look at that. Now, I would love to see that out the blocks from him from that last video we just saw. Anyway, happy for him down in Houston at the moment. Hoping to post some videos when the season rolls around about how he's progressing. Bang, 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 bang. Look at those arms too. Love it. All right. And then we do the sleds with upright runs now, where the force is behind us still, but we're trying to stay tall with the sled. My favorite thing about sprinting is like the formula it kind of breaks down to, right? It's stride frequency, stride length, all those good things, right? So this was us working on our stride length. My cue for Jalen was, hey, I need you to push down to the ground. You're in upright position. I want you to also think about making the sled bounce off the ground. Two different emphasis, but the same focus. Make the sled bounce. Put enough force that sled is moving behind you as you're pushing downward. That's the amount of force I need you to apply. We did some traditional strength training as well. Let me see if I can find the video. Yeah, this one sucks because I got it right at the end. There's really not much to show here, but we did a lot of like trap bar deadlifts and Kaiser squats and back squats, that kind of thing. We just got him strong as heck because you can't go wrong. Just being as fast as he already was, 10.5 PR in high school, put some strength on that with some good mechanics, and everything should be moving in the right direction, which is what ended up happening sophomore year. So this is obviously the summer before his sophomore year. Not obviously, but this is the summer before his sophomore year. He went back to school, 670 PR indoor, 2130 indoor, 2051 as I showed you on his T-Fers account, 2051, 1024 as his outdoor best, and then he jumped in the portal. So, you know, running fast, getting to that 6'7" mark helped him and can help you guys as well. Last but not least is Josiah Rogers. So Josiah was one of the first athletes I worked with. When I moved to Indiana, I started coaching at Park Tudor High School, private school, just north of Broad Ripple. And Josiah was on the team. I didn't necessarily work with him, but he was on the team. That's how he and I connected. Our paths connected. And this stuff is like almost divine sometimes, dude. It's crazy how life works. But Josiah and I end up working together his junior year, the end of his junior year after he didn't make it to the state meet. And he's like, this is a pain I never want to feel again. Pardon me. He made it to the state meet. Josiah and I started working together after his junior year. At the state meet his junior year, he didn't make the final, and he wanted to change. And we have a really great documentary about him. I'll link it here for you guys, or put it in the comments or the description. But we talked about his journey and kind of how our paths interlocking or intertwining created something as beautiful as the season that he had his senior year. So I want to talk about how senior year was for him and the performances that he ended up having. Yes, filmed on a toaster, but that's Josiah and that's Jalen that we just watched just now. This is before Jalen joined us. Elijah was trying to get that guy to join us for a minute.
Great athletes all around, so looking for some great times out of this race as well. Let's see what the top time of the nation is right now. For the state, excuse me. We've got Braylon Grady with a 6:95. They're off. Ooh, that's close. I think I is lane 4.
I had to put that video into a database or a video editing software just to see what the time would be, and it came out to about 6:76. And I was like, man, I really wish we had that on camera or had that official. Part of me, I really wish we had that official. I'm happy we didn't, because it forced him to execute better. And I want to show you his 6:68 race. Here we go. The drive phase. All right, so the drive phase was long. He's patient. He's driving. He's pushing. Let's go. We go for. Nope, that's not what we want. So Josiah's now at IU. This is now his home track. Again, that's him in the white. He starts running from the ground. Arms are moving. He's a little bit flat with the back, but that's okay. When he pushes, he gets off the ground and allows his leg to recover, gets to that figure 4 position really well. Look at that. Tight. Tight. Look at that. And he just keeps going with it. Back then, it wasn't anything I specifically coached. Because just like when you're pedaling a bike, and this is the analogy I give to the kids now, when you're pedaling a bike, if you push down hard enough, that foot recovers naturally. And most times, most kids have the issue of proper force output, right? So the foot doesn't ever extend to the ground hard enough, and then you pay for it with how the foot recovers on the backside. You can even see his last couple steps. Look at that. That's money. That's money. The last couple steps, he starts to like over-rotate, or he just stops running. What would this record have been? A 6:65? He also did no block starts before this meet started, which was also crazy because he broke the meet record in the prelim, ran 6:70 something in the prelim, and then 6:68 in the final. Anyway, one more time. Head and shoulders above your competition. This is some just weight room clips. This is him with 135 doing like a clean shrug. His technique was a lot better than Elijah's. He's working on that extension. This is him on the treadmill. This is the treadmill I was talking about. This is probably not, you're probably not going to see like an 18.6 out of him here, but might be like a low 18, who knows. Oh. But we're trying to hold on. Hold on. But let me not get no copyright strike. Hold up. Shout out to Zay. Zay and Josiah were high school teammates for a year. Zay's at Purdue now. Let's go back to Josiah here. So hang clean, a little deeper on the catch than expected, but it worked. This is him box jumping. This will be 63 inches. And flexing on the group. I think people told him he couldn't do it. 2 foot running. He was flexing hard. All right. 1, 2, I guess 3 steps maybe. Yeah. That's power. I like that. Beautiful. Last but not least, so it's another video here. Look at this. Vertical jump. Standing 28, which is one of the higher reps that we had. Some people are like, I jumped 40. Yeah, BS. Your system sucks or it's inconsistent. So jump. Bro. Look at that. You're being that high off the ground. Stop it. Saying you jump 40 inches off the vert. Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, that's my 6-7 method for you guys. In quick review, you fall into 1 or 2 buckets. Block, bully, top end demon. If you're a top end demon, I need you to run well under sub 9.5, close to sub 9.2 or faster in that fly 10. We're looking for 2.95 comfortably in that fly 30, 18.5 on the miles per hour on the treadmill. We're looking for block bullies to be big squatters. 315 is the very least, very least, preferably 365 or close to it. 225 on the power clean, box jump of 60 inches like you saw from those 2 guys, Josiah and Elijah. Being in one of these 2 buckets doesn't mean that you're absolved from the mental side of this. You gotta have that desire to win. You gotta get through the line. You gotta fight when you think the race is over, because you know that might be when your best time comes. When you are behind and you gotta chase someone down, using your speed, using your technique. Technique, with that being said, is not a limiting factor. As you saw, 4 guys that are pretty raw, didn't have the best mechanics, but they got the job done and they ran that time. All right. I hope this helps you guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, happy Halloween. Peace.